The Women's Intercontinental Belt is revealed.
Scarlett's attacked by Nikki Cross.
And Bayley becomes the 5th member in WarGames. Probably. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And we start the night off with Gunther being interviewed by Jackie Redmond in the middle of the ring. We take a look back at Priest getting the upper hand on Gunther from last week before Jackie asks, after losing to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, you seem different. What's happened? Before he can answer though, Priest heads out and from the rampway encourages Gunther to tell the world how easy it's going to be to beat him. Gunther says nothing. Priest enters the ring, Redmond gives her mic to Gunther and then leaves the ring. After goading the champ some more, Priest wonders what's going to happen to Gunther when he loses to a guy from the street. Gunther goes to walk away but then attacks Priest with the mic before taking him outside the ring and clearing the announcer's desk. As he turns back to Priest, Priest throws Gunther into the ring post before razors edging Gunther through the cleared commentator's table. Priest then stands over Gunther, raising the World Heavyweight Championship. Still here? Then give us a subscribe and help us grow.
We then learn that there's no timetable set for Jade Cargill's return after she was found laid out on a car bonnet from last week. We then see Bianca Belair and Naomi backstage discussing a 5th member for WarGames. Io Sky appears suggesting Kairi Sane. Belair doesn't seem happy, so Naomi suggests Bayley, with Belair not happy at that idea either. Rhea Ripley then enters the conversation, saying that she's not bothered who joins them as long as they carry their weight. Belair leaves it to them to pick someone as she gets ready for her match later.
Well, Tornado tag team match now as LWO's Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee take on Julius and Brutus Creed of American Made. The larger Creeds controlled the smaller men of LWO to start with, before we see the speed of Lee and Mysterio trying double covers on both Julius and Brutus. Lee and Brutus then ended up on the top rope, with Julius interfering and hitting a wonderful looking suplex on Lee. It looks so clean. I do like that kind of thing. A head scissors takedown sent Julius hanging over the middle rope, with Ray setting up for the 619. Julius got up though, clotheslining Mysterio and just about taking his head off.
Back from the break and we see Julius hitting a 450 on Mysterio, with Lee just breaking the pin at 2. Lee then plants Julius with Operation Dragon, only for Brutus to make the save on 2 after the follow-up cover. After some shenanigans outside the ring, Julius and Ray end up back inside the ropes, with Ray once again setting up the 619. Brutus has recovered now, gets in the ring and goes after Mysterio. Mysterio though counters Brutus and ends up pushing him into the referee. With the referee down, Ray goes for the 619 on Julius, who's still hung up on the middle rope. But as he performs the move, Julius moves. Chad Gable, from nowhere, jumps onto the apron, grabbing Ray's mask and spinning it around, making Ray unable to see. Naturally, the ref never saw a thing. Julius rolls up Ray, the ref comes to, counts to 3, and the Creeds win.
In the Judgement Day clubhouse now, I do like being in there, and we hear Finn Balor saying to Liv Morgan that she needs to have more faith in her teammates before R-Truth turns up saying he needs a place to hide from Butch. Balor tells him to get out. Truth tells him Thanksgiving is off. Truth leaves, with Balor then gathering everyone in and saying that there's no leaders here. But when everyone listens to Finn, we're one big successful family.
Bron Breakker versus Ludwig Kaiser next. After trading blows, Breakker runs the ropes 3 times before dropping Kaiser with the clothesline. Both men then end up outside the ring, Kaiser near the announcer's desk, Breakker near the rampway. Bron sees an opportunity, gets up ahead of steam, rounds the ring and runs at Kaiser. Kaiser dodges the impending attack though, with Breakker seemingly running into the corner of the commentator's table, and it did look like he caught himself.
Back from the break and we're in the ring, with Kaiser stretching Breakker, then chopping and kicking him. Breakker seems to have been playing possum though, pulling off a Frankensteiner. As Breakker lines up a spear, Kaiser counters with an enziguri. Breakker rolls out the ring, so does Kaiser, who decides to go for his signature dropkick on the steps routine. As he's about to ready his run though, Sheamus runs out from the back, attacking him. The ref calls for the bell, ending the match. Breakker heads over, squaring up to Sheamus, with the two then going at one another. Backstage hands head out though and break the two apart.
Back from the break, and we're at the top of the rampway, with Breakker, Kaiser and Sheamus all being held back from one another. Adam Pearce has also come out at some point during the break. He says, / shouts, if you want to fight, then a triple threat at Survivor Series, before the three superstars break free from their human chains and begin fighting again.
What do you think of this triple threat? Leave your thoughts below in the comments and we probably will, get back to you.
Backstage, and Kathy Kelly, with Jimmy, Jay and Sami Uso, ask them how they feel about CM Punk joining. Sami says Punk's a complicated guy and that Roman and Punk are going to sit down and talk this through on Friday.
Serious.
Sami wants to trust Punk, with Jimmy saying the wise man says we can trust him. All we need is for Jay to win his advantage match against the Samoan Werewolf on Friday.
Tag team match next as Finn Balor and JD McDonagh defend their World Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders. Ivar channels his inner Kevin Owens by cannonballing both members of the Judgement Day from the apron. When we come back from the break, Balor has Eric down in the middle of the ring with a front face lock. The two JD members make quick tags, hitting Eric and keeping him away from his corner, even throwing in the odd cover, but to no avail. Ivar finally gets tagged in, with the Raiders pulling off a double team and covering JD. Balor breaks the count on 2. Well, he doesn't, as he's actually late. He dives in the ring and slaps Eric from behind, and Eric breaks the cover. Anyway, Carlito and Dom try to interfere, but the Raiders see them off. McDonagh gets war machined, Ivar covers him, but Dom puts JD's foot on the rope, breaking the count. The ref saw this, so ejects Dom and Carlito from ringside. While the ref's doing this, Ivar climbs to the top turnbuckle, hoping to land a move on McDonagh. Balor, though, grabs Ivar, dropping him onto the top rope. Ivar rebounds into the ring, where the awaiting McDonagh rolls him up and gets the 3 count. Judgment Day retain their titles. And yeah, I don't mind that, because they're fun with it, so good for them.
Titles, yeah. After a promo for next week's Raw, celebrating 10 years of the New Day, we have the New Day versus Alpha Academy. As the bell rings, Woods and Kofi argue about who should start the match. Kofi does, but as soon as Woods steps through the ropes and onto the apron, he tags Kofi, bringing himself back in. Otis flattens both members, drops the caterpillar on Kofi, tags in Tozawa, who then sentons Woods and covers him for the 1-2-3. The two New Day members then argue in the ring, up the rampway, through gorilla position and even into backstage. Kofi calls Woods reckless, with Woods saying Kofi became champion because of him. Kofi came back saying that Woods has never been world champion like him or E because he's not been good enough. Woods reminded Kofi of losing to Lesnar in 6 seconds, to which Kofi got angry and said, "I'll see you next week at the reunion," which would lead me to believe that E is going to be there.
Yeah, he got to be empty. Yeah. He might be able to sort it out.
Hopefully.
Or break them up. Who knows? Next, we see Miz telling Karrion Kross that he's seen the Wyatt Sicks. Kross asks if they saw him. Miz says no. So the two of them and AOP head off to deal with them. As they do, Scarlett turns to face a mirror that's behind her. It's then that we see the reflection of Nikki Cross appear. As we come back from the break, we see the Miz telling Karrion that he did see the Sicks, but they can't find them now. They head back to their locker, enter and find the room's been trashed, with Scarlett on the floor. Kross approaches Scarlett, who attacks him. Kross says, it's me, who did this? To which Scarlett replies, Nikki Cross. The camera then pans back, and we can see the words, "Everyone has something to lose," written in lipstick on the mirror. Scary stuff.
Next, we have a clip from earlier of Adam Pearce unveiling a new belt, a women's intercontinental belt. I wondered if they would do one after they'd announced the Women's United States Championship, and this leads us nicely to learning that LA Knight will be defending his United States Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series.
Nice segue. Next, we see Nia Jax telling the rest of her WarGames team she's going to squash Bianca Belair in their advantage match for WarGames.
As we come back from the break, we hear from Solo Sikoa. He tells Roman it was a good one, pulling out the Wise Man and CM Punk, but you took your best shot, and now it's Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu in an advantage match. Solo says Roman could have 100 people at his side. He still wouldn't have the advantage because I'm the tribal chief and I acknowledge my bloodline over yours. See you at WarGames.
Serious. Last match of the night, Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. Jax is not messing about, with the two going outside and Jax ramming Belair into the ring post. Back from the break, we see a slam and senton from Jax, with a follow-up cover getting 2. Jax misses a corner attack, ending up outside the ring. Belair follows, landing on her from over the top rope. But once back in the ring, Jax resumes control, leg dropping Belair and getting another 2 count. Jax decides to up the ante, so performs a second rope leg drop into a cover on Belair. Belair again kicks out on 2. Jax goes up again, but this time Belair gets up, slamming Jax down to the mat. Very impressive. Hits her rebound moonsault from the ropes and covers Jax, but only for 2.
A headbutt and a Samoan drop set Jax up for the Annihilator, but Belair side suplexes Jax from the middle rope to the mat. In doing so, Jax pulls off the top turnbuckle pad, exposing the metal underneath. Jax squashes Belair in the corner, with both going to the outside again, where Jax Samoan drops Belair onto the announcer's table. That table was taking some hammering.
Oh my god, yeah.
Jax then throws Belair into the ring steps, then gets back in the ring, hoping the count-out will secure her victory. Jax climbs to the middle rope of the exposed turnbuckle in celebration of her impending victory when Bayley appears, grabbing Nia's leg and causing her to fall straight onto the, you guessed it, exposed turnbuckle.
Do the thumb kick.
Belair gets back in the ring, climbs to the top rope, 450 splashes Jax and covers her for the win. Raw goes off the air with Bayley outside the ring smiling at Belair, with Belair smiling back. So, there's your 5th member.
Quite possibly. And I mean, I enjoyed it. Loving the Wyatt Sicks thing coming along.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Bloodline thing's just out of control.
Love it.
And now we've got Bayley in, which I think is good, because why would you leave one of your top female superstars out
of it, yeah,
of such a big pay-per-view?
When
Survivor
she's involved
Series,
with more than people anyway.
Well, they said that, and Survivor Series is one of your top 4 PLEs, so why would you not have one of your top women in there? Exactly. Anyway, anything you'd like to share, then please feel free to leave them in the comments below.
Don't forget our Survivor Series predictions that will be with you Wednesday afternoon, where you can agree or disagree with our thoughts.
Anyway, thank you again for watching.
And we'll see you Saturday for SmackDown.